So, did you see that homebrew item on D&D Beyond?
You mean the one by Matt Mercer? I sure have. Let's discuss the most popular homebrew magic items on D&D Beyond.
I'm Nerdarchist Ted.
And I'm Nerdarchist Dave. Welcome to Nerdarchy for nerds by nerds.
Now let's identify some magic items.
So over on the Nerdarchy website, people really seem to be enjoying this one article. People keep coming back to it over and over again, and it's on D&D Beyond Homebrew Magic Items. Best in show the 5e D&D magic items for a druid. And I don't know if it's because people really like magic items, or they really like druids, or they really like the combinations of druids and magic items. So we were like, well, let's go over to D&D Beyond and see what the most popular magic items are. And I was kind of surprised because I wasn't expecting to see the number 3 and number 4 item to be Matt Mercer from Critical Role over there on D&D Beyond. So that was kind of cool. So we're going to go over the 3 most popular. And the way we come up with that is you can sort them by different means. And what we did is we sorted them by the most views. So we're going to equate views to popularities, but there's other things like rating and when it's been entered and stuff like that. But we decided to go with that method.
Now, I will say that it's fair that, since we keep talking about D&D Beyond, they are a sponsor of the channel and of this particular video.
Yeah, we're going to link to D&D Beyond, so you can look at the magic items that we're talking about. We're going to link to that Nerdarchy article. So if you're a fan of magic items or druids, or the combination of magic items and druids, you can check that out as well. Those links will all be in the description, so check them out.
Look at, I wasn't really aware. I'm much more of a fan of Critical Role than Dave is. We both love D&D Beyond, but I was not aware of how much content, he has been, putting in from the current game into, D&D Beyond that you can just kind of add into your game.
Yeah, so like we said, we're going to go over some of the top 3 picks. You're going to be able to check them out. The question is, have you added any magic items over on D&D Beyond? Do you have a favorite over there? Why don't you share that information with the Nerdarchy community down in the comments?
While you're down there, why not hit all those cool buttons like, share, subscribe, even ring that notification bell.
And a quick reminder, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we drop new videos here on the channel. Come back and see what's new.
All right, so as Dave says, we've kind of sorted this list out by the most viewed. And for that, at the time that we did it, because, things constantly change, the number 1 that came up was the Bag of Wondrous Randomization. Now, I know that D&D players tend to love wild and crazy random things, so that makes the most sense to me. So this is a wondrous item, very rare. The bag is extremely flamboyant violet color with golden question marks on one side and feels as if it's made of the finest silk. And the bag weighs 5 pounds. So, I imagine the first time you pick up the bag and it feels like silk, which should be light, but it weighs 5 pounds. Like, what the flip is in this? Looking inside, the bag reveals nothing. You only see an empty bag. Reaching inside, you also feel nothing. But when you remove your hand from the bag, an object or creature randomly chosen from the table below is in your hand. In case of a creature, the creature falls to the ground prone and unaware of its surrounding. Placing an object in the bag results in the bag beginning to shake violently and fall to the ground, then spit the object back out. If another object or the same one is attempted to be placed in the bag a second time within a 10-day, the bag shakes even more, hitting everyone within 5 feet of the bag for 1d4 bludgeoning damage, and again the bag spits the object out. If another object or the same one is placed in the bag a third time within a 10-day of the second attempt, the bag devours the object, sending it into a void, disappearing from existence, and the bag cannot be used again for a 10-day. Any additional attempts to store an object in the bag results in this again, resetting the countdown back to another 10-day before its use. So, already wild and crazy, and we haven't even gotten to anything beneficial. Once per day as an action, someone can reach into the bag and remove something from it. Roll a d100 and use the table below to determine what is removed from the bag. Anything removed from the bag is permanent to the plane. It will not disappear after a time limit. It is just like any other item or creature on the plane. See the monsters listing for the creature stats. A creature removed is prone and immediately hostile, as if it were scared and confused, but maybe potentially be persuaded to be friendly depending upon the creature. All right, so it is a D100 roll, so we're not going to go through all of the listings, but you've got arrows, a rat, a finger trap, a pint of ale, a golden flute, coins, rope, a small figurine, a random +1 weapon, magic items, a blue wizard's hat, a stylish orange cloak, and it just goes on and on. That is just some of
a knight in golden plate armor, scroll of fireball. There is a ton of stuff that you can. A white dragon wormling. So if you find this at a low level, it might be fatal.
So this is a crazy thing, and is, as the name implies, this is incredibly designed to just put random craziness into your game. Of once a day, you can roll and just see what kind of wild and crazy things happen. You might get free magic items. You might get your doom. Who knows?
You might. It's also there's cursed magic items. There's all kinds of crazy things. So who was that by?
So this item was created by Mehetmit. Again, you can find that over on D&D Beyond if you want to get access to the full list. Part of me is enjoys the chaos and the craziness. So this might wind up in one of my games at some point in time.
So the number 2 item is Masks of Many Faces. It's a wondrous item, very rare, requires attunement. Shapeshift. The mask has 3 charges. You can expend 1 charge while wearing it to cast Disguise Self. The mask regains 1 die 3 expended charges daily at dusk. You do not gain any benefits of the race that you transform into. For someone to see past the illusion, they must make a DC 16 intelligence check. The Mask Master. Creatures who haven't attuned to the mask can still use its properties, but they have a difficult time with it. When putting on the mask while not attuned, the DM determines what form you take. So that's kind of funny and cool. Like, if you tune to it, you can use the spell Disguise Self, a couple times a day. If you just put it on, you're just going to randomly appear as someone else. And this was created by Champion Stefan.
All right, so as we already mentioned, we already know who created the number 3 and 4 spots, so we're going to go into number 3. This is the Magician's Judged. Weapon, Greatsword, rare, requires attunement. Once utilized during the Age of Arcanum to execute magic users convicted of serious crimes, this massive blade was long thought lost to the sands of time. If you hit a creature with this weapon, you can choose to cast a Dispel Magic spell against the target as part of the attack. Alternately, you can use your action to cast a Dispel Magic spell at a target of your choice. The spell is cast at the 3rd level, and the ability check bonus for this spell is +3. Once you use this feature, you cannot use it again until the next dawn. Proficiency with Greatsword allows you to add your proficiency bonus to the attack roll for any attack you make with it. For those who are following along, this was given to Yasha quite some time ago. So I've seen, the Dispel Magic attempted a number of times throughout the course of the second campaign.
And who was it given to Yasha by?
I don't remember where she acquired it.
Sorry. Matt Mercer's the DM for that game, people. I know we mentioned it earlier, but I think it's only fair that we say it as we discuss the item.
Sure. Yeah. Yes. This was that. I thought you meant where did she acquire it in the game? Yes. This was this is put out by Matt Mercer. Added to D&D Beyond. Of Critical Role fame.
Which is super cool. So, again, let us know which magic items you like. Let us know how you feel about homebrew. Hey, if you want another video exploring fun with homebrew, then check out Top 10 5e D&D Homebrew Druid Circles on D&D Beyond.
And if you'd like to help out the channel, why not head over to Patreon and support us to keep making videos like this one.
As a thank you, you'll receive 5e content for DMs and players alike every month, a chance to game with us, and more.
So until next time,
stay nerdy.